Good to see everybody. And you know, I learned a lot over at this conference in terms of what it really takes to be the best of the best and to be elite. And you know, when I look at our space in the industry, I never looked at what we built at JMG as anything but just building a company and not trying to necessarily be a figurehead or you know become number one. It was always just keep working hard, and wherever the chips fall, the chips fall. And I'll say that you know I spent a lot of time with Tim Grover at that event, and the pursuit of wanting perfection just continues to ring true to me. That it's just constantly getting better. Like no matter how far ahead of the curve you are, like you take someone like Tim, he has the number one athletes in every single sport that are his clients, right? And to him, it's if he falls behind, then someone else is going to be there to take his spot. And so it's not just being number one, it's creating a gap that no one else can get to from that distance. And when I say that, it's I said this on stage. It's not about comparing you to everybody else collectively. It's about who you want your leaderboard to look like, meaning who is your true competition. Like for Brian, Brian's not going to say, hey, next year I want to compete with Jason for the number one team in the USA. It's unrealistic. But he could be the number one team in Missouri. And we have to compare what's reasonable to achieve goals that may be a little bit out of reach, but we can hit them, but not make it so out of reach where it just becomes a worthless effort. And as we start to improve that, and as we start to get better and better and better and build and build and build, we start to work our way up that leaderboard to where the leaderboard now goes from like take Division III college football. Now we're in Division II. Now we're in Division I. We're constantly just moving into these different leaderboards as we grow our business and achieve different goals and different heights, because the leaderboard we were at 2 years ago should be a different leaderboard today than it was then. I wanted to be number one in the state of Arizona under 30. Then first it was my office, then under 30, then under 40, then the whole state of AZ. And it took me 7 years to get there, 6.5, 7 years to get there. And that's fast, right? But look at it as who is your competition? Is it your office? If your office has a couple hundred people and you're somewhere right now and ranking at 100, okay, well, it's probably going to be hard for you to jump 100 spots next year. So let's not do that. The goal could be the top 10. The goal could be within a certain period of time for agents that have been in the business. Anybody that's been in the business under 5 years, however you want to structure that. But we have to have a leaderboard, because that leaderboard is the only thing I care about is the leaderboard. Because if you're on the leaderboard, the money will follow. It'll always follow. And I would say that from an individual perspective or a team perspective, it doesn't matter. Like, we always want to do better year over year. But who are we comparing ourselves to say, because I hated it. Like the one thing when I was building and when I was in the field in Arizona selling a ton of real estate, I was constantly looking at like 7 or 8 people's numbers. I was looking at Robert Joffe's numbers, Walt Danley's numbers, Chris Karras's numbers, like people that I knew that was my internal mindset of competition, and I had to beat them. No matter what I could do, I had to beat them.